Hi, I'm Berkeley and I'm on staff with CO at Point Loma and UCSD, and this is my husband Carlos, and he's going to be reading from Psalm 131.
Psalm 131 says, O Lord, my heart is not lifted up, my eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me, but I have calmed and quieted my soul. Like a weaned child with its mother, like a weaned child is my soul within me. O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. One thought that comes to mind while reading this is how David puts his whole trust in the Lord. And this is what we need to be doing during this time of being isolated, quarantined, and know that we must have a calm and quieted soul because of Jesus. Whether we have our home, lose our home, have our job, lose our job, our trust doesn't depend on those things. It depends on Jesus. And that's what I would challenge you to do off of this scripture. Have a calm and quieted soul and put your trust in Jesus.
Yeah, and it makes me think that sometimes God does take away what's comfortable and easy for us. Like a weaned child is taking away milk, and that's a really hard time for the baby. But once it's fully weaned, it's now content with the new normal of normal food. And a lot of times God takes away what's comfortable for us to make us stronger and more dependent on Him. And really, crises are not just an opportunity for growth, but they're essential for growth. And this is just another opportunity for us to grow if we look to God, like Carlos said, and depend on Him and look to who He is and what He's done for us. And this really reminds me of Jesus in His time of greatest suffering, right before He was going to the cross. He cried out to God to spare Him from the suffering, but not my will, but yours be done, is what He said, because He had this deep-seated trust in who God was, and that quieted His soul. And because He went through that suffering, you and I can have a relationship with God. And because He went through that suffering and death, He got to experience resurrection. And that's what we're celebrating this Sunday, is the life of Jesus and His resurrection. It gives us hope that there is life after death, and that hope remains no matter what suffering we're going through. And so I would encourage you, think creatively for this week leading up to Easter. Maybe make a video of how your faith in Jesus, and looking forward to even the resurrection, celebrating it this Sunday, how that gives you hope and perspective in the midst of this pandemic. And so thank you so much for watching these videos. Continue to follow along with the CO Challenge and the Devo Plan. Thanks.